And I would like to preach a message tonight entitled, Giving Thanks for Who God Is. Giving Thanks for Who God Is. And we're going to look at Psalm 18 and the first 3 verses. We're really going to break down these verses word by word. We're going to study these 3 verses, and then we're going to apply what the psalmist is saying to each of our lives here tonight. Psalm 18, beginning in verse 1. The psalmist says, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. Do you believe that the Lord is worthy to be praised tonight? Number 1, I believe the psalmist is telling us that we must remember who God is. We must remember who God is. I don't know if you noticed or not, but the word my appears 9 times in verses 1 and 2. You may want to look back through those 2 verses and circle how many times the word my. You'll find that it appears 9 times. The psalmist is reminding himself as he reflects back on his past experience of who God is to him personally. And by the way, from time to time, we need to do the same thing. We need to look back over our past experiences and reflect and remember who God is to us. When is the last time you just sat back and you reflected on who God is to you personally? When you really begin to remind yourself of who God is, I believe that you will be encouraged. There is nothing about God to be discouraged about. So when we think about the person of God and what He has done in our lives, as we look back over the years, we will be encouraged to find out all who He is to us. Look at 9 things the psalmist says. 9 things. Number 1, he says in verse 1 that the Lord is my strength. The psalmist doesn't say that the Lord will give him strength, but rather that the Lord is his strength. You say, what is the difference? Well, there are times when the Lord gives us the strength to get through some of the deep, dark valleys of life. And then there are other times when He picks us up and literally carries us through the deep, dark valleys of life. That's when you look back and you wonder how you ever made it. And then it dawns on you, the Lord is my strength. Then notice number 2, my rock. The psalmist here is stressing that the Lord is his constant stability. When the world around us is like shifting sand, we must remind ourselves that the Lord is the solid, unmovable foundation of our lives. Everything may be constantly changing, but our God never changes. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. In the New Testament, we discover in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 that as believers, Jesus is our rock. Though the storm may rage and the strong winds may blow, when our lives are built on the sure foundation of Jesus Christ, we can cry out, I will not be shaken because my life is built upon the rock of ages.